By the end of this video, you're gonna have a 4-step blueprint that shows you how to get 10,000 followers as fast as humanly possible on TikTok, because if you wanna get paid from TikTok, AKA get into the TikTok Creativity Beta program, you need to make sure that you have at least 10,000 followers, because if you're able to get that, you're gonna be eligible to make thousands of dollars every single month simply by posting on TikTok. In fact, that's exactly what this small account does. It makes over $10,000 a month, and this creator is able to do the same exact thing, and you'll be able to do it also if you implement this 4-step blueprint that I share with you and gain over 10,000 followers on TikTok. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button. We want to go click on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. I literally upload a video every single day about how to grow on these platforms, so you're not going to want to miss any of my content. Step number 1 is you need to make sure that you're taking advantage of TikTok's latest features, because there are a few features that they're pushing out more than other features that you could potentially be using. The first one that you need to be using is a green screen feature. The reason that you want to be using the green screen feature is because TikTok sees that you use this feature in your content, and then they push out your content even further. On top of that, adding a green screen makes it really easy for you to put a hook into your content, and it kind of forces you to make content that's trending, because you can't just be green screening some random thing. Instead, you ideally want to be green screening an article like this creator does right here, and essentially what this does is makes you stay within what is trending within your niche, and it helps skyrocket the amount of views that you get, which ultimately equates to more followers. The second feature you want to make sure that you're using are you want to make sure that you're playing games on TikTok, like this post right here or like this post right here, because essentially what these posts do is, one, there are millions of people that watch people play games on TikTok, so your content then gets shown to these people, because again, TikTok realizes that you're actually using that feature. And the second thing that having a game does is it automatically forces you again to put a hook into your content, because people want to know whether or not you beat the high score, or people want to know whether or not you win the game. And then as a result of that, you end up getting a ton of different views, and it's really easy to add a call to action to the end of these videos, which skyrockets the amount of followers that you're able to get every single time that you post. But those two features are absolutely nothing compared to using carousel posts. Carousel posts right now on TikTok are the easiest way for you to be able to get more followers. One, because they take way less time to create than creating a video, and two, it's really acceptable to put a call to action at the end of them. For example, the way that you should ideally be doing your carousel post is something like this or something like this. Essentially what you're doing is you put a hook, you tell a story or give people a few items, and then at the end you tell them to follow for more content like that. And what this does is allows you to get out several posts, and on top of that, like I said, TikTok is pushing these posts like crazy because they realize that so many people interact with them. But that's not the only thing you need to do to get 10,000 followers as fast as humanly possible. You also need to make sure that you're posting at the right frequency, and that you're not posting too much, and that you're waiting enough time in between posts, because if you don't, TikTok isn't going to push out your content. So ideally right now, I would strongly recommend that you're uploading 1 to 2 times a day. The absolute maximum that you could post is going to be 4 times a day. What you want to do is start with 1 to 2 times, get that to work really well, and then you can increase to 3 to 4 times if your schedule allows for that. I'm not saying that you need to upload 3 to 4 times a day. Ideally, we'll just have you uploading 1 to 2 times a day. Now, when it comes to posting, you need to make sure that you're waiting at least 1 hour in between posts on TikTok. If you don't wait 1 hour, you're not eligible to show up on the same person's For You page, and then guess what ends up happening? It actually decreases the reach that you get because your posts aren't eligible to show up on the For You page, and then as a result, you're not actually getting the views that you want. And remember, you need to make sure that if you have a post going viral on TikTok, you wait at least 24 hours before you post again, because otherwise you could end up knocking that post out of the For You page, and this would be a terrible thing to do because you're going to be replacing a viral video with a video that's not getting that much reach. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're not making a few deadly mistakes that are absolutely killing your views right now, and if you do these things, you're never going to gain more followers. The first one is creating content under 5 seconds long. TikTok looks at content that's under 5 seconds long as spam, and they're going to give you no views, and they're going to stop your account from getting views. The second thing you need to make sure that you're not doing is having a watermark within your content. This could be the TikTok watermark, the Instagram watermark, the YouTube watermark, or even your own logo in there. You need to make sure that you get rid of these things, because again, it's going to stop your content from getting views. And third, you need to make sure that you're not ignoring the fact that TikTok is now pushing content over 60 seconds long. You need to be focused on longer form content, because it's what TikTok is really trying to push out, and ultimately it's what they're going to pay you for. Now, before we get into the last 2 steps, by the way, the last one is by far the most important if you want to get 10,000 followers as quickly as humanly possible. I want to tell you about a different opportunity where you could begin to monetize your TikTok today. And that's through using today's video sponsor, Teachable, who just started a Launch Accelerator challenge, which is a self-guided, proven program for launching an online course fast. This challenge offers easy to follow advice when it comes to creating your first online course, setting up your sales page, and even leveraging AI for you to be able to create the content for your course as fast as humanly possible. On top of that, they're going to teach you how to pre-sell your course so you can make money from it before it even goes live. Because if you're not selling a course, community, or consulting, you're making a massive mistake. In fact, I started selling a course back in 2019 with Teachable when I had less than 20,000 followers, and guess what? I was able to make tens of thousands of dollars a month. So if you're not taking advantage of this opportunity right now to sell the knowledge that you have to your audience, to be able to solve one of your audience's problems, you're making a massive mistake, and you need to fix that right now. Because the best part about this is you only have to create a course once and then you can sell it thousands of times. So if you want to launch an online course and do it in the fastest and easiest way possible, then Teachable's Launch Accelerator Challenge is your key to making it happen. In fact, if you go to the pinned comment below and use code MC-launch-3 months at checkout on a pro monthly plan, you can unlock 3 months of Teachable for just $3 and get started with the challenge immediately. I would strongly recommend that you do this and go to the pinned comment below and register right now if you want to monetize your TikTok. Now this brings me to step number 3, which is if you want to grow faster on TikTok, you need to stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Instead, you should be looking at what is already working within your niche, and then you need to take advantage of this. And the simplest way for you to do this is you need to put yourself in your ideal viewer's shoes. What type of content are they interacting with? What type of content are they searching for? And then go and do that on TikTok, because what this is going to do is, one, reveal to you what videos they're interacting with, but also it's going to change your For You page to look like what your viewers For You page looks like, so you can actually understand what type of content they're getting shown and what type of content TikTok thinks that they like. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that's happening is your ideal viewer is logging on to TikTok, they're interacting with content that they want to interact with, and it's probably not your piece of content since you're watching this video, but you can make it your piece of content if you stop reinventing the wheel and start taking advantage of what the people within your niche are already doing. Are they using a certain format? Are they using a certain hook? Are they talking about a certain topic? Are they using a certain length? Well, you need to take off those things and insert it into your content. Obviously, you're not just going to copy and paste their content. You can add your own personality to it and you can add your own ideas to it. But if you're starting by recreating the wheel, well, then you're making a massive mistake and you're probably not going to reach your ideal followers, because that's not how TikTok works. Instead, your ideal follower logs on, they interact with something, and then they get shown more of that content. So if you're not creating content that looks like the content they are interacting with, there's high odds that they're never going to see your content, and this is the reason that you're not growing quickly enough on TikTok right now. On top of that, you need to get something through your head. You need to make sure that you're creating content for your audience. I bet right now that you're creating the content that you want to put out and that you want your ideal audience to like. But that's not how this is going to happen. Instead, you need to just simply put out the content that they enjoy watching or that they're interacting with right now, and that is going to help you get more followers. On top of that, you need to be implementing this last step, which is by far the most important, and that is that you need to make sure that you double down on whatever works. I see so many creators mess this up, especially small accounts. They'll post on TikTok and something works. For example, you might be stuck in 250 view jail right now, but you posted something that got 1,000 views, and then the next few posts that you do aren't on the same topic, aren't in the same format, aren't in the same length, and you're wondering why you're back in 250 view jail. And it's not because your content isn't good, it's not because TikTok shadow banned you, it's simply because you're not implementing the things that helped you get the views the first time around. And I see so many small accounts do this, and I can guarantee that you're doing this in your content right now. So what I want you to do is I want you to study the formats that are working, the lengths that are working, the hooks that are working, the topics that are working, and then implement that into your content. Don't stress yourself out over the best time to post or the best hashtags to use. You simply need to be paying attention to those things that I just mentioned. And if you start to change those things, it's going to skyrocket both the amount of reach that you're getting and the amount of followers that you're getting. Because at the end of the day, all you have to do is reverse engineer what success looks like and what your ideal audience wants to be watching. And this is what's going to give you more views and more followers on TikTok. Or you need to make sure that you're actually adapting to the latest 2024 TikTok algorithm. And if you don't know how it works, I strongly suggest you check out this video right here that shares with you exactly how the algorithm works so that you could start to get more views and more followers.